impossible things. And the first one is to end the age of outrageously priced art. It's not really worth that much, is it? A recent article in the New York Times looked at the fluctuation of auction prices of artists' work, speculating on what it is that causes the artwork stock to rise and fall. We in the auction business want to put our best foot forward, so when we get a good price we make a big fuss about it, said Elaine Stainton, the director of the painting department at the auction house in New York. When we have a disappointing sale, we keep our mouths shut. I know that they're running a business here, but this business seems to be completely devoid of any consideration for the actual artistic quality of the work. It's an unfortunate truth that some people buy with their ears rather than their eyes, listening to hear who bought what, said Kristin Tierney, who owns a gallery in Chelsea and has consulted for Christie's. They want to get in on the action. They're not really looking at the work. This is coming from the mouth of a gallerist. The article tops and tails itself with the plight of a painter, Francesco Clemente, a contemporary of Julian Schnabel and Jean-Michel Basquiat, whose stock has fallen since his 80s heyday. Clemente is still stuck with the label of the 80s artist, which in 5 years could be super trendy, Miss Tierney said. So maybe a good thing to do is to start buying Clemente now, you'll be ahead of the pack. I don't really want anything to do with this area of the art world. I feel that incredibly high-priced art only goes to help compound the notion that it's a waste of money. When you read about record prices being spent on artworks, does it make you question the value of what you were doing? Do these inflated prices belittle the work of the very many good artists who haven't been discovered, who perhaps don't want fame as it currently stands, and just want paying for what they do? The second impossible idea is to end the notion that artists are special people. I'm not denying that there are exceptional people among artists, but we are not special. Yes, we work hard, can become incredibly skilled, can make great things happen, and I do agree that a unique person produces unique things. But to paraphrase the old retort, anyone can do it. And I think this would be an important step in creating a perception of art and artists that would promote positive responses. Changing the idea of I could do that from an intended insult or disparaging remark to a cry of solidarity between artist and viewer. Yes, we could all do it. We all have the right to do it, and we shouldn't allow it to be stifled. Art is not a secret, although mystery plays a part, and it is not difficult, although hard work plays a part. The fact that anyone can do it should be celebrated and encouraged. Maybe I'm just really cynical and perhaps a little paranoid, and there probably isn't really a conspiracy to commodify art and creativity to the extent that it becomes a purely capital-driven product. There exist many levels to the art world, each with their own benefits and problems, altruist and egoist, and as there are as many artists and ways of working, there are as many ways of looking at the dilemma of creative integrity versus commerce and the basic need to make a living. I've written this really to provoke some response because I feel that there is complacency and there is a tendency to try and play the game and work with the preconceptions. But I think the game is broken and we need to start a new one on a level field. Surviving as an artist is hard enough without having to contend with a system that seems to be against many of us from the start. Having said all that, despite all the obstacles, the difficulties, the not having any money, and now the funding cuts and slashes to arts education causing there to be even fewer opportunities, I'm pretty certain that many people, myself included, will still want to be artists, regardless of how we're perceived, and will still make their work the way they want to make it. Maybe I'm harping on about nothing. End.